Okay, so I'm Nicole Gorby. I am going to be leading the call tonight. And what we're going to do is Lauren and Katie and Terry, when she hops on, we're going to be going around, kind of around the horn, just sharing our story, sharing parts of the business that we hesitated with before we got started, and our favorite parts of the coaching business, our favorite programs, our favorite products, how to get started, and we'll just try to keep it short and to the point in about 30 minutes, but we're here to answer your questions too. So if you do have questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. Hi, Terry. All right, so I'll start with myself. So I live in Michigan. I'm a mom of two little boys. They are 10 and 7 years old. I was just showing you guys the cute little card that was on my desk. It says mom. You probably can't see it, but for Valentine's Day tomorrow, we are actually headed out of town for the weekend for a hockey tournament. They are both in hockey, and that keeps us very, very busy. I have been coaching. I've been signed up for 3 years, but I have been coaching for 2 years. So we'll get into that a little bit tonight probably, but there are different ways you can go about coaching, whether you want to go all in with the business from day one, whether you want to do it more as a hobby, do it for accountability, sign some people up. There definitely is no better accountability than being a coach and having other people count on you. Like, that was like the thing that really pulled me in to do more with this. Or maybe you just do it as a discount coach for the discount and take advantage of the products. Discount on the products. We have amazing, amazing products that we're all obsessed with, and my husband's obsessed with. Like, everybody loves our products. So it's definitely not something that we just have on a daily basis just because, like, we all really, really, really love the products that we have. So we'll touch on those things a little bit tonight too, but those are some of the different options you have with being a coach. So definitely have some options. But so when I started as a hobby coach more, I was just bringing on some friends and family, sharing my journey a little bit here and there, but there was just really no consistency. And the real change is when you start to be super consistent with your workouts, you start being super consistent with sharing, and you start being super consistent with just throwing it out there to your friends and family and people that are following you and all of that. And that's really where the magic happens when you start to build a business. And this certainly is not something that like happens overnight. It takes work, and it takes effort, and it takes thought, and it takes, you kind of finding your brand and establishing who you are and why you love what we do so much, and just really speaking to the people that are like you. Maybe you're a mom, maybe you're a veterinarian, a teacher, a blogger, maybe you travel a ton for your job, maybe maybe you're trying to get pregnant. Like, there's so many different people out there in this world that you can connect with, and we all have our own unique things about ourselves that we can connect with other people that are just like us, and that is really what we're trying to do. And it just kind of starts with you working on yourself, you working on your fitness, and kind of growing as a person along the way, and then bringing people along with you. So I'm going to pass it over to Lauren to introduce herself and how she got started.
Okay, hi guys, my name is Lauren, and really quick, I'll introduce myself. So actually, it's almost our 2-year anniversary, Nicole. So 2 years ago, Nicole sent me a random message on Instagram in March 2018 and said, hey, would you be interested in joining a 3-week boot camp? And I was like, I don't know who you are. Like, no, I'm not interested. Like, I don't even know where you live. Like, no, like I was like, absolutely not, but thanks anyway. And of course, as we all do, we all start following the people that interact with us because we're interested in them, right? So I started following Nicole, and of course, watching her stories every day. And I'm like, how did you get these abs? Like, how did this happen? And so lo and behold, one night, this is my favorite story. One night she was making spaghetti meatballs for her boys. And she was using her portion containers and she was literally portioning out her spaghetti and put the spaghetti on her plate and then showed her finished plate. And I was like, can I swear? Holy shit. Like, if you can make spaghetti meatballs and eat spaghetti and have the abs that you have and like live a normal life, like I'm in. Like, I am so in. Because I come from a background of yo-yo dieting and like kind of trying everything and like being frustrated and unhappy and not sure what to do next. Like, I was so stuck. So really, I joined because of a personal transformation that I really, really wanted. And I had no intention of coaching whatsoever. And then I had a girlfriend who wanted to join with me the same day. And that's when Nicole was like, well, you know what? You should just switch to a coach, hold yourself more accountable, and help her along the way. And I was like, oh, okay, that's a great idea. And so I did, and literally that's how this was born. And it's just been like, whew, just like skyrocketing ever since, because people feel your energy when you're changing yourself. And that's really been like the biggest thing for me is I've realized through this journey, like bettering myself has made me a better person in my entire life. And then also I've been able to inspire others, and that feels unbelievably good. So I live in California. I'm from the San Francisco Bay Area. I met my husband in my corporate job a long time ago, and we moved just above Santa Barbara, where he's from, 4 years ago after we got married. So I live in a small town, and Haley, who's on the call, we've actually never met, but she lives here too. And so it's a very, very small town. I'm like, I don't know, I probably run into you like 20 times, but small town and love it here. But this has like really given me a lot of personal growth and productivity and being able to do something like this in a small town. So I'll pass it to Katie. Okay.
Hi, I'm Katie. I am from Michigan. I too had no intentions of coaching when I got started. I had been a gym goer most of my life. I was very athletic through high school and then gained weight in college, which I think a lot of people do. And then I, as an adult, tried to, go to the gym and do this and do that. I had my first daughter in 2013, and I started running because I thought running was the only way that I was going to lose any of that baby weight. So that was my only outlet for exercise. And I never really got results. I would lose some pounds and feel good and then kind of plateau and then put it back on, that type of story. And somehow, some way, Nicole and I got connected. We were actually like childhood school rivals. So we have known each other. We have a little bit of a history together. And she was doing this stuff from home. And I did a lot of travel in my corporate job. I do a lot of travel. And I was heading, I think, to Switzerland at the time, and called Nicole and was like, all right, I'm in. Sign me up. I want to do this. And I took it with me in my hotel room, used our nightstands as a step because I did a Transform 20 as my first program and needed a step. So I just flipped down the nightstands and did it in my hotel room in Switzerland. And that's when I got started. And when I got back from that trip, I was getting my teeth cleaned at our dentist office in town. And I accidentally signed up my dental hygienist because I was just talking about it. And Nicole, same type of thing, was like, just sign her up, coach her, and do it. And for me, coaching really increased my accountability, and which is why I kind of stuck with it at the beginning. And then the money part came secondary to me. I realized that this could be a real thing and a full-time thing, and that it's not just a side hustle. It is an actual real life business that you can take control over. And that was exciting to me. So here I am 1 year and just a few days later. I just had my 1 year anniversary on the 6th of this month. All right, Terry, you're up.
All right. Hi, guys. My name is Terry. I am a newer coach compared to the other ladies so far, but I signed up last year under Nicole, and I honestly started following Nicole and Lauren actually after one of my friends had tagged them, I think, in one of her stories. So I was like, wait a second, what are you guys doing? And I was like, wait, you're both doing the same thing? And it would just kind of went from there. And I signed up as a challenger initially, and much like everyone else, didn't really have an intention of coaching right off the bat, but after getting going and basically getting hooked, and not only for myself, how I was feeling, but when other people started noticing, like literally family and friends are like, what are you doing? And tell me about it. And I was like, oh, wow, I guess I didn't really realize anyone would notice. And it just went from there. And I wanted to coach initially for the discount because I knew I was going to keep using the products because I love them and I was getting results. And then when I had family and friends asking, I'm like, well, let's run with it. So I'm a full-time veterinarian. So this is something that I, again, didn't initially do for income purposes or anything like that. But so far, I'm still considering it kind of my part-time side hustle. But it has benefited me financially just for a little extra. I mean, for Christmas, it was great and savings and all of that. But honestly, just meeting everyone has been the biggest bonus. And I feel like when you're an adult, you kind of just feel like you have the friends you have and you don't really meet new people and you just kind of hone in on home life. And I have 2 kiddos. I have a 7-year-old daughter and a 3.5-year-old son. And you just kind of get set in your life, but then you realize that there's more people out there and more people interested in something you didn't even realize you're interested in. And I think that just keeps going as you broaden your team and just realize that there's a whole community of people who are like-minded and want to do the same things that you are doing. And that's been the coolest part for me. Because without this, I wouldn't reach out to people on social media. You know, it's just not a thing. And even now, it kind of even has gone away from just trying to sign people up and do that. It's really connecting with people. And you connect on different levels. So for me, it's, you know, we talk about dogs a lot. And kind of randomly, I just talked to someone who had been breeding Great Danes for 12 years yesterday. And I don't know this person, but we've been chit-chatting for the last 2 days about things we have in common. So that aspect of it has been really, really uplifting for me, honestly, and really just a huge bonus that I didn't even know would come along with this coaching idea that was there. So yeah, it has been just, I won't want to say like sound dramatic and say like life-changing, but honestly, yeah, it is. I mean, not only do you get the physical transformations and just kind of feeling better once you're honing in on your health and doing things for you, but when you realize how you inspire other people and how people watch what you do and want to do the same things you're doing or just check in and do that, it really is a really cool community to be a part of. And it's something, again, that I think you'll realize as you go along, but it's a perk you didn't know maybe would be there when you signed up to be a coach, but it definitely keeps going and keeps snowballing into something really great. So I don't know if I covered everything I was supposed to now for the intro, but hopefully, I don't know who I should pass it to. Autumn? Oh, Nicole? There we go.
Back to me. Yeah, you touched on so many really great things there. And so I want to back up just a little bit here. So Lauren, I didn't know in personal, like in real life. We met on Instagram. Terry, same way. Katie and I knew each other from childhood, but had disconnected for a really long time, you know, when we were in college and had families and all of that. So there's definitely a good mix of that when you become a coach, is like reconnecting with people that you used to have a bond with and finding new people. And yeah, like Terry said, is the community that you gain from this is something that you never expect. Like, you don't think that in your 30s or in your whatever age you are, that you would find a whole new tribe of women that you just become like best friends with. But the thing for me is like I never felt like my core group of friends were very much like me. Like, I always kind of felt like the black sheep or like kind of the odd man out. And with our team, like, I have found like my people, and that has been so fun and so rewarding and just so exciting. Like, you know, we all are just similar but have a lot of differences too. And it just like fires you up when you actually like find your people. And that's something that we train on. That's something that we focus on. And that's something that we strive for. It's just finding like our people. And one of the things that we focus on is personal development. Like we all focus on our health and fitness first. Like those are two things that we focus on first. So we become like the most purest form of ourselves and confident in our own skin every day before we're out there looking for, you know, the next person to add to our team or the next person to help. Because really that's the name of our business, is just helping people become better versions of themselves, all the while we're becoming our own personal best. So many things that you guys touched on. I just wanted to recap that really quick. So my first question for you all, or next question, I guess, is the biggest hesitation you had before committing to coaching. And for me, I was getting really great results with the programs and everything. And I think that my biggest hesitation that held me back was like posting a picture of me in my sports bra on social media and like putting it out there for the world, and like having that fear of like, what will people think of me? Who's going to judge me? What are people going to say behind my back? You know, just kind of having that like self-doubt and like worry about what other people were thinking. And my husband included, like he was a little bit skeptical, not a little bit, he was a lot skeptical from the beginning. And it took me a long time to like really find that belief in myself and then convince him to believe as well. And at some point I just had to be like, no, this is really like making me a better person. This really is life-changing, and I love it so much that I don't care. I'm just gonna go all in, and then I did. So Lauren, what was your biggest hesitation?
Okay, so I'm going to keep it short and sweet on this one, because my biggest hesitation was that I had already tried to sell other products and it didn't work. And I was embarrassed because I had reached out to like my community through the other companies, like trying to sell stuff, and it was awkward. And so actually the funniest thing is that neither of those other companies felt like the right fit, but I wanted to try something because I wanted something that was like my own versus my job. And so when I immediately knew, like my gut instinct, that those situations weren't right for me, but I was like, oh, but I still want something of my own. And then the funniest thing is, as soon as I started doing this, people started joining me literally within the first day. Like within the first week I had people, and it was like I wasn't selling anything like at all. And that's the biggest takeaway for me, because I don't sell stuff. I share my journey and see if people want to get fit and be healthy with me. And it's like the shift that has literally just changed my life. And also, yeah, I was really, really nervous about that even after, because, you know, I didn't want to sign up as a coach. And so anyway, that was the biggest thing for me. Katie?
So mine was my husband and our finances. Like, what is it going to cost me to be a coach? And how long, you know, I've also, like Lauren, had like done other multi-level marketing things and never actually made a dime off of them, right? So I'm signing up to a coach. I wasn't signing up to make money, right? At this point, I didn't even know, you know, what the income possibilities were. So I'm just signing up, and like, is this going to end up costing me money in the long run? So that was my biggest hesitation. Squashed that one very, very quickly once you get in and realize that the discount alone covers your products, right? And then helping a very minimal amount a month will pay for your products. So even if you are just literally a discount coach and help a couple of people, some friends and some family, it'll cover your products. And that was a good way to shush my husband on how much money I was going to need to buy Shakeology and stick with these products that I wanted to stick with, and justify the cost of them with him very quickly.
So I'm basically probably going to reiterate what each of you said, similar hesitations. First, about posting on social media. I wasn't really active on Instagram, especially Facebook, mainly just because that kind of came about when I was in college and vet school and already knew basically how to work that. Instagram was a little bit of a new beast for me, but yeah, posting things about yourself. And I think initially, and I still think this, it's like, I'm Terry from Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Like, who wants to hear what I have to say? And once you put it out there, and much like Lauren said too, you're not selling something. You're basically just telling people what you're doing, and not even, I mean, obviously with the health and fitness, but just with your life. And people are actually interested in that because there's a lot of people just like you. It's amazing then how all of a sudden posting isn't that scary anymore once you get through it. That, and then when I initially started to, and friends and family are like, oh, what are you doing? I would kind of just be like, oh, well, I just started a little workout program. I didn't really want to talk about it. I think people were kind of giving me shit a little bit, like, cause they could see my stories and like, oh, you're posting workouts now and doing this. And I'm like, finally I was like, all right, listen, I'm not trying to I'm not showing off. I'm just literally sharing. But the more that I presented it confidently and like, hey, this is what I'm doing. I like it. And this is what's getting me results. You asked, this is it. People are like, oh yeah. And that mind shift and that attitude kind of changed about it. But I definitely found when I was a little bit more reserved about sharing, I didn't feel as good about it. But when I shifted and was like, hey, I have nothing to lose here. I want to share this with everyone because I think it can really, truly benefit everyone. It became a lot easier. And then finally, the financial piece. I remember like hurriedly texting Nicole and being like, Shakeology is going to cost me what for a month and all this stuff. And then I was like, wait a second. With the discount coach and just going along, once you realize, one, that it's working for you, two, you really can work it into any budget, and three, once you start helping people and you make up the cost and show that to your significant other and be like, hey, look what we can really do with this. It all just falls into place. Just when you think it's not going to and you can't take on one more thing, it does. And you really just make it a part of your life. And especially when you start having other people benefit from it too, it makes it even more worth it. So there's a lot in the beginning. I think it can be a little overwhelming, but just being confident in yourself and just sharing what you like and what you're doing, and it just all flows from there. It really does.
Thank you. Yes, so many good points there, and couldn't agree more. Like, the more confidence you put out there about the products, about how much you love the programs, and how much you love the lifestyle, like, people can see that and feel that. And the more excited you are about it, the more excited the people around you are going to be about it. And for me, like, I just couldn't stop talking about it. And that's when I was like, okay, yeah, I'm going to go on with this because I just love it so much. And so my next point is about schedules and how we fit this all in. So for me, I was, again, a mom, married, have a household to run. I was an insurance rep for a commercial insurance company, and I traveled all around the state. My average drive time was about 2 to 4 hours per day in the car. And then, you add in practices for hockey and making dinner and all of that good stuff. I had very limited amount of time when I started doing this. So I started my mornings and getting my workouts in the morning, and then I would add a little bit of coaching in the morning, and then I just kind of built on that. So I would do a power hour every single morning before I hit the shower. And then during lunch, if I had a lunch, I would sneak a little bit of time in there. And then in the evening, after I put my kids to bed, and I had to ask my husband for help, I'm like, hey, can you put the boys or get the boys showered and ready for bed? And then I will tuck them in. Like, I still want to do that part, but can you just get them showered and brush their teeth? Like, that part's not fun anyway. So can you just handle that? And so, we just kind of adjusted our routine so that I could fit this in. And then it just evolved from there. And I was able to go full time as a coach last summer. So now I do this full time, which is so much fun. It's so rewarding. But it took me about 18 months of working every day and being consistent with my schedule, fitting in just an hour or two each day during the week, and then maybe a little bit on the weekends, to really build this thing up and to find my tribe and to find, other ladies who wanted to do this with me. So, Lauren, how do you fit it in?
So, just like Nicole, I had a full-time job and a whole bunch of extracurriculars and things like that as well. So up until January 1st of this year, I was working full-time. I had a commute. I had lots of events after work. I had a very demanding boss. It was really like a choice that I had to make every day to fit it in. So I would get up early, I would get my workout done, my reading done, and then I would answer every email from everybody in coaching before I left for work. And then I would schedule calls on my commute to work, like if I had any one-on-ones with coaches or clients. And then at work, of course, I'm like sneaking on my computer, like trying to answer emails and stuff. And then at lunch, I would definitely catch up with people and then get home from dinner. And like I had set days. So like Monday nights and Thursday nights were like my coaching work days after work. And Austin knew that. And so I kind of just like set the precedent and we talked about that, which was great. And then actually I really just started enjoying coaching a lot more than the other things I was doing on the weekend. And so I started prioritizing coaching on the weekends, and Austin's like, well, don't you want to come do this? Don't you want to come do that? And I'm like, I'm really happy doing this. And that was a big change. Not that I didn't spend time with him or I don't spend time with him, but it was just like something that I was so passionate about because I saw the potential. And now here I am doing this full time. So it's pretty crazy. It's been a wild ride.
So I still work full time and have a very demanding corporate job and the busy kid life also. And for me, the biggest shift was, we read personal development and we do it every single day. And I thought that I needed all this sleep, right? I think we have this like mindset that we need to sleep and we love to sleep and nobody should ever wake me up and I hate my alarm clock. And that's just like an adult mentality that is really like limiting, and it's not true at all. And these books like really opened my eyes to show me that, if I can get 7 or 8 hours of sleep, I shoot for 8. That is my goal. It doesn't happen every time. But between 7 and 8 hours, that allows me to get up many hours before I have to get my kids up and start my day. And those hours were just wasted sleeping, like wasted in bed, and that was a pocket of time that I could dedicate to coaching that I didn't even know existed. And I know at the beginning, so many people say, how do you get up at 4:45 in the morning every day? It takes time. It's not something that happens overnight, but just by like increasing your mornings by 15 minutes and giving yourself that time, I don't miss that sleep. And when my alarm goes off, and if you're not, I don't know everybody who's on the call if you've got Energize yet, but if you don't, when you wake up in the morning and you get energized and you take your Energize, like it makes you want to get out of bed. Like there's no question. So I really utilize my mornings. And then of course I, do what I can during the day, but I really emphasize my mornings.
I am similar to Katie. I, again, still work full time and utilizing my morning time, even if it is 25 minutes. I usually don't get a full hour in, but I do get up early to make sure I get my workout in and do those things. But you'll find too that if you can even find 10, 15 minutes here and there throughout the day, as you get rolling with this, those little pockets of time, you'll become a lot more efficient in being able to use them. So I do a lot in the morning and then mainly in the evenings, honestly, after my kids go to bed. I usually dedicate at least probably an hour to hour and a half of just straight coaching work. One, it's just easier for me because there's no interruptions, quieter time of night. And then I can just really focus and just crank a lot of things out in a short period of time. But throughout the day, I'm hit or miss, to be honest, depending on how work is going. If I have 10 minutes over the lunch hour, I'll reach out to some people or make sure I get in my stories or post and kind of get things here and there. But a lot of my time coaching, I love mornings. I didn't think I'd ever say that. But like Katie said, I did something similar, just kind of slowly amping up the time that I would get up, and those extra 15 minutes, it doesn't sound like a lot, but you can get a lot done in 15 minutes. And it really makes a difference. I think just starting off your day and not only keeping that routine consistent, but you can get a lot of work done in a short amount of time if you just stick with it. So for me, it's early mornings and then probably between like 7:30 and 9 at night. And then I call it a night and start over again the next day. So I think just scheduling your time and just realizing what you have now, and you'll be able to work it in even more from there as you become more efficient.
Yes, love that. And we actually give you like a checklist. Like these are the things that you should do, fit them in however you want to, spend as much time on each of these categories as you want to or as you can, fit them in, wherever you can throughout the day. Rosie. Okay, so next question is going to be a quick one. Let's run through this one quickly. Your favorite program and product. For me, I love the one I'm doing right now is Bar. That has been a really great change of pace, but 21 Day Fix Extreme is probably going to always be one of my all-time favorites. And then Hammer and Chisel is a really good weightlifting one that I always go back to. Lauren?
Okay, 21 Day Fix, because that's where I got my results. In 3 weeks, I lost 7 inches around my body and found confidence I never knew I had.
6 weeks of the work. It's a brand new program that just came out, and it like spoke to my athletic side so very much. I love him.
I am the same as Katie. 6 weeks of the work, I am obsessed with. It brought me back to like my high school basketball days, and I was like, yes, loved it.
So intense. I definitely am not going to say that it's my favorite one, but it's a really good one if you want your butt kicked. So we all have our different programs, and that's cool. We have a brand new one coming that is boxing inspired. I'm super pumped about that. So I love how we can go from bar, like ballet stuff, to boxing the next program. So, okay, next question is your favorite part about coaching. I think we've all touched on this a little bit. In different areas, but honestly for me, it's like the text messages I get and the messages in our community every day about like how this is changing people's lives, how they've lost 10 pounds, how they haven't lost weight since, they had a baby 10 years ago, or, just the changes and the constant like rewarding feeling that we get for just helping people.
Could not echo that more. And the community, like I text Nicole every single day of my life now. And I'm like, I didn't know you 2 years ago. Like, it's just crazy, So the community, and then helping people and seeing their lives change, and then how it's a ripple effect for them.
So I'm getting results that I only dreamed of getting. I have this, what I call like a donut on my stomach that I never thought would ever go away. And I've found something to keep me accountable. And I have people message me or tell me almost every single day that I'm inspiring them. And that for me is like, to do this for yourself and just focus on getting yourself results and find out that you can inspire other people just by doing that is like,
I'm going to sound like a broken record, but same. I mean, when you have people that get the results, especially people that have been struggling, and all of a sudden they turn around and be like, they thank you. And it's like, well, I didn't do anything. You did all the work, but it makes you feel good. And it's really cool to be helping people. It's not a role that I ever thought that I would have. I mean, I'm a helper, animals, of course, but with people, it really is, it's amazing. And when people say that you inspire them, I always say back at you, because the things that other people are doing and taking it upon themselves is really just a cool piece to this. And the community, of course. I mean, our big community with check-ins and everything. I mean, it's really, really inspiring and really something that, like I said, I didn't know would be there. But one of my favorite parts is just seeing that every day.
Absolutely. I mean, it is the most rewarding job you could ever have, and on top of that, we get to earn trips and get to earn money for doing this. And it's just like, it's the whole package. It really, truly is. So I'm going to wrap this up a little bit here for you guys. We've only got a few minutes left, and you have different options to sign up as a coach. If you are not already signed up as a member, then you sign up with a challenge pack, which includes your whole year membership. It includes 1 month supply of supplements. So I usually have people start with shakes. We have different flavors. You can do vegan, you can do whey protein, you can do chocolate, you can do vanilla. There's lots of options. You can either get a big bag of powder or the packets. Energize, I think we all talked about tonight. It's something that we're all addicted to and has changed all of our morning routines. It's something that I literally wake up for, like, oh, give me Energize. I literally drove 20 minutes to another coach's house today to get more because we ran out today. Like, definitely need to have Energize. I put Recover. It is a protein blend with BCAAs, which is a muscle recovery component that is in this drink. And I put it in my coffee every morning after my workout, just to help with muscle soreness and muscle growth. We have a nighttime protein drink that you can have for also muscle recovery. What am I missing, you guys? Hydrate. Hydrate is so good. It's like a clean Gatorade. All of our products are super, super clean and not full of junk. So, so you can do tons of different options as far as packages go. They run anywhere from $160 up to like $300 something. We have a 3-day program called the 3-day refresh. If you really need like a nutrition cleanse, I recommend doing that first for 3 days and then jumping in with your workout program. So there's tons of options. Chat with the coach that invited you to this. Chat with the coach that sent you this video, whichever way you are listening to us. But just know there's options and there's definitely something for everybody. But there's so much more value in the community and in the accountability and in, you know, all that you get from this. So much more than what comes with that package. And it's basically free. If you are already signed up as a client with a challenge pack, then you actually get to waive your coaching fee. So it's pretty much free, guys. And then you get to earn that money back, and you get to earn money just by signing up a couple people each month. Like, there's no quota, there's no major pressure at all. Like, we're just doing this for fun and changing lives. So thanks so much for joining us tonight. So appreciate you all, and hopefully we'll see you on the team. Have a good one.